What is up, family? It's Dr. Dale, the author of How to Raise a Doctor Wisdom from Parents Who Did It, the author of Black Men and White Coats, author of PreMed Mondays, author of the Dr. Doc Children's Series, and the author of a soon-to-be-coming-out book about self-publishing. Stay tuned for that one. For all those other books, check the descriptions. It's coming to you guys soon, and this is PreMed Mondays. All right, so first of all, here's my disclaimer. It's been a very long weekend with a lot of yelling from my part for various activities we do as a family on weekends, right? I'm not yelling because I'm mad at anybody. We're just yelling for, like soccer and stuff like that, right? So my voice is gone. That's why I sound like this. But I'm gonna fight through because I told y'all you're gonna get PreMed Mondays. So I'm giving you guys your PreMed Mondays. So you guys are getting PreMed Mondays. Every Monday we're trying to answer a question or give some value to PreMed. So either we'll have something to tell you or answer a question from you. If you want us to answer your question, feel free to send us a message, a DM on Instagram, and our Instagram account is Team BMWC. Send us a video message on there, just asking your question, and we'll try to get to your question here on this episode. And of course, PreMed Mondays groups, we meet on Monday nights for the PreMed Mastermind. So if you're PreMed interested in that, check out PreMedMondays.com. All right, so today's question comes from my guy, Mustafa. Mustafa is phenomenal. He's a high school student. So he's one of the younger guys in our PreMed Mondays group. So high school students can join as well. So Mustafa's in there. And, man, just brilliant kid. Just signed college. If I'm wrong, Mustafa, forgive me. But I think Howard. I think he just committed to Howard. And I think going to be running track there and all sorts of great stuff. If I'm wrong, forgive me, Mustafa. But overall, great, phenomenal kid. Way ahead of the curve. So I'm really proud of this kid already. And I know he's going to go on to do great, great things. So Mustafa's question is,
What's up, Dr. Dale? It's Mustafa. So my question for the podcast is, me being an incoming pre-med freshman, what should my mindset be and what should my goals be for my first semester of college?
So Mustafa, first of all, great question. Phenomenal question. I love the fact that you're asking that question because you're way ahead of the curve. It sounds to me like you might understand the grind mechanism already. Goals, reason, information, network, discipline, and you're right there focusing on that G and the grind that we teach you, right? So what type of goals should you have, first of all? I'm going to make this one really, really simple. Shoot for the sun. What is it? No, aim for the moon, because if you miss, you'll still be amongst the stars. I'll say even further, shoot for the sun, because if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars, right? And the sun is a star, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. Aim really, really high. Really high. I've had pre-meds that we guide along this journey, that we coach and such, and they'll come back and say, hey, Dr. Dale, my GPA goal is a 3.0. I'm like, why is your GPA goal a 3.0 when you are allowed to have a 4.0? If you're allowed to go for the 4.0, go for the 4.0. We don't get all of our goals in life. We don't get all of our goals. We don't get there. But you're probably not going to get the ones you don't set high. So if you don't aim for that 4.0, you're probably not going to get that 4.0 because somewhere along the journey, you say, well, my goal was a 3.0 and I got that, so I'm good. I don't have to put in the work. I've done what I thought I needed to do to get the goal that I wanted. But hey, if you can get a 3.0, what if you would have set it for a 4.0? What would have happened? Maybe you would have got that, but even if you didn't get that 4.0, you might have got a 3.7, right? You might have got a 3.5, right? So Mustafa, the point of making is the very first goal you should be thinking about as a pre-med, or one of the first goals, should be that GPA goal. Set it high. If I were you, I would set it for a 4.0, right? End of the day, whether or not you get a 4.0, different things can play into that, but go your hardest, be focused, and you're in pre-med Mondays, right? So you're around a whole lot of people who are pre-meds, doctors, medical students who can tell you what they did to do well. So ask questions. Every Monday night, sessions, Mustafa, ask questions. Get that guidance now before you even step foot on campus. So when you step foot on campus, you're going to be ready, right? So that's one goal. That's your academic goal. A second goal, which is critical, that I think most pre-meds wouldn't even think about, is set a network goal. A network, right? And you guys have heard me say this before, right? The people around you are going to help determine how successful you are. The people in your network will help determine how successful you're going to be on whatever journey it is you're chasing. As a pre-medical student, you want to be a medical doctor. So you need to develop a network. So once you step foot on Howard's campus, whatever campus the listener is going to go to, once you step foot, have people in place that you know you can go to. Meaning right now, before you even step foot on campus, Mustafa, go to the college's website, figure out who the pre-med advisors is, send them an email now. Like today, Mustafa, when you're hearing this, send them that email right now today and say, hey, this is who I am. I'm coming in next year. I just wanted to ask you, at the same question you're asking me, ask them the same exact question, Mustafa, the same exact question. I say, I wanted to ask you this so I can be as best prepared as possible once I hit campus, right? So that's one person in your network. And think about who else. Maybe say, hey, can you introduce me to a pre-medical student who is doing very well right now at this college? They make that introduction. So boom, then now you already got two people in your network who you know, who they know you, you know them. You can reach out to them. And whoever that pre-med they connect you with at your campus, start picking your brains now. What classes did you take? Right? What classes do you recommend I take? When should I take the classes? What books did you use to supplement? Things like that, right? So those are the two people you want in your network right now. A pre-med advisor, reach them early before you step foot on campus. They'll remember you when you get on campus, and they'll be more likely to kind of help you out and look out for you. Second one is ask them to connect you with a pre-medical student who is doing exceptionally well already. A pre-med student who's doing exceptionally well. All right, so those are two goals I've given you, Mustafa. Number one is a GPA goal, and I set mine for 4.0 when I was a freshman, and I can tell that story another day, how that went and such. And those of you who've heard me give my grind talk, you've already heard me go through that story already. The second goal is a network goal, what people don't think about. But have a goal for what your network should look like and start off with just those two. Once you get on campus, Mustafa, there's going to be more and more. You could check out the PreMed Mondays book. I don't remember what chapter it is in the book, but check out in the PreMed Mondays book. There's somewhere in there that talks about the 5 types of mentors you want to have as a pre-medical student, right? And make sure you have those 5. All right. The next part of your question is what type of mindset should you have? What type of mindset should you have? Mustafa, for you specifically, you're an athlete, right? So as an athlete, there's a certain type of mindset athletes have. And you guys know I'm a biblical guy, right? So when I hear this, I go back to, I don't know the verse verbatim, but there's a verse in the Bible where Paul's talking about you need to train like an athlete. Don't you know there's only one winner in the race? Train like an athlete, run your race, finish your race, right? So have the mindset, the same mindset you need to be a champion in athletics is the same mindset you need to be a champion in academics, right? Have a hustle, a grind, a work hard mindset, right? Have I don't want you to go crazy and burn out or something like that. We can talk about that later on. I think we've talked about that in PreMed Mondays already before, but we can talk more about that at another time. But I want you to have the way you approach your athletic sport, Mustafa, and those of you who play sports, or maybe you're a pianist or whatever, the way you approach whatever it is that your craft is, that's how you need to be approaching your academics. And what does that mean? That means have a mindset of discipline, right? When you're going out for track, you don't just show up on the track field and be like, oh, yeah, well, let's see how fast I can go today. Nah, you're disciplined. You've been training, right? Right? You say, okay, I'm going to run X amount of hundreds today. I'm going to run X amount of 200s today, right? I'm going to run with this guy over here or this girl over here. They're going to be my pacer, right? That's my bunny. That's my rabbit. I'm running with them, right? So you have certain things you do. Okay, I need to stretch before I do this, right? I'm going to check my time. I'm going to do it again next week and see if I can beat my PR, my personal record, right? So those are the things. The same way you approach your athletics, and I'm using athletics myself because I know you're an athlete. The same way you approach your athletics, that's the same exact mindset you want to have in academics. Set your goals. Have your team around you. Have your discipline. Have your focus, right? And those who do well in athletics, they have a champion's mindset, a winner's mindset. That's what you want. Academics is the same exact way. You don't just show up and take a test and do well. You prepare for the test. Prepare. Day of the test, you take the test, and your preparation is going to show. The outcome on the test is based on your preparation, right? So that's the mindset you want to have when you go into the academics in your school. That's the academics mindset. Now, you want a networking mindset also, and that it all goes in the same thing. As an athlete, to be the best you can, you want to train with the best people. You don't want to be the best one in your group, right? You don't always want to be the fastest, unless you're the fastest person in the world. You don't want to be training with people who aren't as fast as you. You want to train with people who are faster than you, so you got to chase them. Because even though they might beat you, you're getting faster every time. Same with your academics. Don't just train with people that you're teaching all the time. Build your network so you have people around you that are going to be that you can learn from them too. You teach other people, but you learn from other people too, right? That's the networking mindset, a mindset of who do I need to be around for me to grow, a growth mindset. So that's what I got for you, Mustafa, right? That's what I got for you. Seems simple, but these things are so huge. If you can get these things right, you're on a path for success, Mustafa. You're on a path for success, right? So focus on these things. Set your GPA goal high, high, high. Write it down. When I was in college, I wrote it down. My goal was a 4.0. I wrote it down big on my wall. I put it on my board in my wall. So every day I woke up, I had to see that 4.0 GPA. I had to see it, and I wrote it down. So I couldn't say, oh, they want me to get a 4.0. No, I wrote it down. I told myself I was going to do that. That's what I went after, right? And work, and the outcome's the outcome. I happen to get it, right? And because I approached this thing like that mindset. Everything I'm telling you is the way I approached it, okay? And you can do the same thing. Go after. But here's the deal. If I wouldn't have got that 4.0, I bet you I would have got closer to it. I bet you I would have got higher than if I set my GPA goal lower. Right? So just come in here focused, and you specifically, you come in as an athlete, there'll be distractions with that. Okay? So that's the reason why it's even more important to make sure you've got everything planned out ahead of time, and just knowing you're that type of guy who's going to be ready, prepared, and focused, man. Hey, we're here to help you out, Mustafa, and help your dreams come true, because, man, overall, you're just a great kid, and your mind's on the right track, and you're way ahead of where I was when I was in your position in high school, man. So kudos to you. Keep it up. All right, man, everybody, thanks for listening to my raspy voice. I'm saying a lot of strange stuff, I think, because it's hard for me to get the words out, because, man, a whole lot of screaming this past week, and a whole lot of screaming. Appreciate you guys listening to Black Men and White Coats podcast. There are PreMed Mondays. PreMed, check out the site, PreMedMondays.com. Everybody check out blackmenandwhitecoats.org. If you want to join our mailing list, blackmenandwhitecoats.org/email, blackmenandwhitecoats.org/email. Everybody check out diversemedicine.com if you want some mentorship and such. And remember, we are paying for 20 MCATs. We are paying for 20 MCATs. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to try to remember this Thursday to announce the first of those that we're going to give out. We're going to give out one of those MCATs this Thursday. I'm going to announce the first one this Thursday, as long as I remember. And I should. All right. If I don't, somebody send me a message and say, hey, Dr. Dale, what's up with that MCAT? All right. So we're going to do that. So for that, go to blackmenandwhitecoats.org/MCAT, blackmenandwhitecoats.org/MCAT. All right. Man, I think that's all I got, man. Love you guys. See you next time.